The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A proclamation of the gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, Lord.
After Jesus had finished teaching the disciples, John said to him, "Teacher, we saw someone casting out demons in your name, and we tried to stop him because he was not of our company." But Jesus said, "Don't stop him, for no one who does a deed of power in my name will be able soon afterwards to speak evil of me. Whoever is not against us is for us. For truly I tell you, whoever gives you a cup of water to drink because you bear the name of Christ will by no means lose the reward. If any of you put a stumbling block before one of these little ones who believe in me, it would be better for you if a great millstone were hung around your neck and you were thrown into the sea. If your hand causes you to stumble, cut it off. It is better for you to enter life maimed than to have two hands and to go to hell, to the unquenchable fire. It is better for you to enter the life maimed than to have 2 feet and to be thrown into hell. And if your eye causes you to stumble, tear it out. It is better for you to enter the kingdom of God with 1 eye than to have 2 eyes and to be thrown into fire, where their worm never dies and the fire is never quenched." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Well, how do you like that gospel? But that's the trouble when individuals will interpret the Bible literally. Because they'll say, that's what the Bible says. That's what we're supposed to do. And there are countries, as we know, that do that. But Jesus says, no, no, no. What he was trying to get across was the fact that these are temptations that we have. And we have to learn to deal with those temptations, to try in some way to rid ourselves of those temptations, not to give in to them. So instead of focusing on that this morning, I'm going to focus on something else. And to do that, I'm going to tell you a story. How many of you like stories? Raise your hand. We all like stories. Okay. This is a story about Ben-Hur. So many of you have seen that movie, right? Ben-Hur. How many? Quite a few. Well, Ben-Hur and his family lived in Jerusalem. And they were very wealthy, very privileged, well off, as we would say today. Really had it. But suddenly they fell into misfortune. And what happened as a result of that, the mother and the sister of Ben-Hur were cast into a dungeon. And as a result of being cast into this dungeon, they incurred or contracted leprosy. Ben-Hur was paraded around the cities and towns as a prisoner. One day, somebody came up to him and had a cup of water and gave it to Ben-Hur. And when he looked at this individual, he saw that it was Jesus. Jesus. A few years later, they were restored to their community there in Jerusalem. And then one day, Ben-Hur heard a great group of people going around and going up a hill, and he said, "Who is this individual carrying this crossbeam?" So he went out with a cup of water and gave this individual the cup of water. And when he saw who it was, he saw it was Jesus. You want to hear the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey says? The rest of the story is that as Jesus took this crossbeam up the mountain, the mother and his sister were cured of their leprosy. And that's the power, I think, that individuals have of reaching out to others, sharing their lives with others, rather than in contrast to what James says today concerning the rich. He really lashes out at the rich. Why? Because they were so enclosed in themselves, caught up in their own lives, not willing to share with others. And that's why he would lash out against them. And that's in such contrast to what we have here in our community at Good Shepherd. What do we have? Individuals that are reaching out to others, that are involved in various ministries here in our community. We have the ushers. We have the acolytes. We have the choir. We have the catechists. We have individuals who are reaching out to others, especially by the various programs that they're involved in. The gays and the lesbians and the transgender people, reaching out to them. These are wonderful ministries. We have, of course, a marvelous ministry of reaching out to individuals, especially when you have a funeral here. It's a marvelous ministry. And if I forgot some other ministries, please forgive me. But there are so many here. And I think that these individuals are the individuals that we have to thank over and over again, not just set aside one day to do that, but to do it over and over and over again. And then when there is a request for us to respond, then to say to ourselves, am I willing to do that? And to realize that if Jesus could say that even a drink of water has its reward, think of the tremendous reward there is in getting involved in these ministries. Tremendous reward. And that's why I think, I might be wrong, I think that we should be able to thank these individuals over and over again. And what I would like to suggest this morning is that we all give all these wonderful ministries here in our parish a marvelous hand.